The cast for Phantom Parade has been getting bigger and bigger over the past year, or 2 years if you're on JP. Starting off with what felt like 10 units or so, or at least 10 SSRs, to now having, well, a hell of a lot more than that. Since I've made quite a few videos on Phantom Parade at this point, why not talk about some of my favourite units in the game? However, I feel like there's a very important distinction to make here. Just because a unit is one that I like, sure as hell doesn't mean that they are viable for the hard sweep or anything crazy. They aren't optimal. If they are one of my favourites, it just means I like a combination of the character from the series, maybe I like their moveset, their animations, or maybe I just like the unit overall from a combination of said things. But that being said, let's get into my top 5 favourite units, as well as 2 honourable mentions. Well, actually, before we get into that, I made a community post posting the thumbnail and seeing whether or not people could guess what the video was about. And because I didn't say it's like, oh, it's my favourite units, it's units that I really like, you know, not stuff that's optimal, but stuff that's cool. People just like, not meta units, aging, not units, to know what that means. Units that fell off hard, like, bro, people are not kind to these units. I mean, you can see most of them in the thumbnail, apart from the 2 honourable mentions, which we'll get into now. So, honourable mention number 1, let's talk about Junpei. So, the reason he's an honourable mention and not, you know, top my favourite unit of all time is because whilst his kit is ridiculously friggin' strong, I mean, this Junpei is an absolute beast. A lot of his animations are just kind of look boring. There's nothing too crazy about him from an aesthetic point of view, and I remember pulling him on release and he wasn't anything crazy. Yes, the SP system made this unit incredibly viable and really strong, which is phenomenal. Like, yellow is like 10 times better because of this guy. This dude is like, everyone knows at this point, but one of the best yellow units in the game. The buffs on top of like damage negation, on top of just stat buffs for himself, on top of the DOT with poison, and his ult doing more damage than Dagon in an entire run. Like, it's great. This unit is very, very strong. His animations, as I say, aren't anything crazy, but you know, I think he's fine. I like the little jellyfish, because that's just, if you couldn't tell, his card art is ripped straight from the manga. Like when he first has a little scuffle with Yuji, it's ripped straight from the anime/manga, and I really like that a lot. It's really cool. Nothing too crazy about the unit. He was just dog water on release. I'll try not to swear so I'll make more ad revenue. Phenomenal unit now. It's just aesthetically, he's nothing amazing. And Junpei was a fun character while he wasn't a purple dinosaur. Next honourable mention is Choso. Now, I know this. Hold up. This is important. Oh, everyone loves Choso. Okay, Choso is good, right? As a character, he's great. Simple but effective. Older brother stereotype, he's great. And his kit is just really friggin' good. I'm not gonna lie, he would be in the top 5, but I forgot about him when I made the list and I couldn't be asked to change it, so he's an honourable mention. But in regards to his kit overall, there isn't really a downside to it. I know a lot of people say he falls off, he's going to get outdated really quick. I disagree. He's goated. He's always doing solid debuffs, whether or not he's like inflowing red skill stack or not. He's doing decent. He has like good disruption, 100% disruption for 210s. Filthy. On top of his ult doing like really good damage. People tend to use him with non-standard because he does do great damage for a debuffer. He's just green ghetto but doing 10 times more damage. He's great. Auto skill is just also really strong. There's not really any downsides to it. And his card art being ripped like from the scuffle with Kenjaku, also really cool. You can tell it's from the Kenjaku fight because they're like in the crater that Sukuna made in Shibuya. Really good. I like the fact that his corpse skill is a reference to the anime when he does like the claw punch thingy. I'll pull the exact shot on screen and you'll know what I'm talking about. This unit clearly has a lot of love and effort put into it, which I really love. Really cool unit. He's phenomenal. Love this guy. Pretty epic. Now for number 5, right? Sleeper pick. Granted, he's in the thumbnail, so you'd be able to know. I really like Red Panda as a unit. I'm not gonna lie. As a character, I think Panda is pretty mid. I don't think there's a lot of like huge Panda fans out there. Maybe there is. Maybe there isn't. It's like Soifon fans. I didn't think they existed, but apparently they do. But this unit, after the SP buffs, is absolutely fierce. I just like this sort of gameplay because if you couldn't tell, especially after the SP buffs, his entire gimmick is, you know, he's a tank, he takes a bunch of damage, and then he just throws a bunch of damage out with his ult. The reason I like his kit is because it really reminds me of like weird early Dokkan units, like LR Goku Black, like that's a random one to talk about, but where you want them to eat a bunch of hits and then they do a bunch of damage. But I don't know why this creature on screen reminds me of LR Goku Black, the green one, obviously, because I'm a boomer, but you know what I'm talking about. It just reminds me of that, and overall he's just a great unit. He can heal himself. His ult does deceptively good damage. His auto skill, he can revive himself, he heals himself, he does a bunch of damage with the SP buffs. His skill 1 does a decent debuff, and it does a decent amount of damage. You'd be surprised. And the provocation and the damage reduction, and he decreases the damage people take on the entire team. Really strong unit. Everyone knows this by now. Obviously, I don't think tanks tend to be meta picks, strictly due to the fact that you want to get a stage done as quickly as possible. Since like Phantom Parade goes down the route for the meta with like turn limits, and you want to get stuff done as quick as possible, it kind of forces the meta to be centered around buffers and nuking and stuff like that. So tanks are never going to be like 100% optimal, unless like there's like really unique flaws where that can be the case. But overall, he's never going to be a number one pick. However, when you do pick him, really fun, really cool. I like the fact that the artwork here is like, I think it's from OP1. Like the background looks like it's from somewhere in Shibuya, but it's just like from a KK Katai, whatever the song is, where like, you know, in the OP where he's doing random parkour. That's what I'm pretty sure that's what it's a reference to. It feels like, you know, just Panda doing parkour. Pretty epic. Just that card art always makes me giggle. But I will say, specifically today, I did like my free single on the JJK Zero banner, and I got an SSR. I was like, oh my god! And then I saw the line, "It's not the time for sausages," and I got pissed off because I thought I was pulling Miguel, but I didn't. I pulled another one of these guys. Plus, that does annoy me because I've got him to A5, but he's still a good unit, still a fun unit. I really like his mechanics. Nothing new or original, but he's fun. If you want more videos, like, comment, subscribe, so I have a reason to keep making these videos, and I can afford to keep making them. So yeah, if you want more videos, let me know. Sub, yeah, CTA over. Boom. Next unit, I guess, who is my number 4, technically speaking, is this Nanami. Now, why do I really like this Nanami? Well, it's a very simple answer, right? And it might surprise you. And it's dopamine. When this dude hits like more than 2 black flashes, I'm like, it's like crack. Like, it is, oh, it doesn't know me that a skill 1 can't black flash. Like, getting a random skill 1 in that black flash would be really cool. But this dude, the skill 3 black flashes are just, you know what I mean? Everyone has this unit, and when you just see multiple black flashes in a row, it's pure dopamine. On top of, like, they buffed him a bunch with the SP. Yes, he's not the most viable, but he is significantly more viable than he was before. He's a pretty decent unit now. Like, he debuffs with his ult, he mega buffs himself with skill 2. His ult can do crazy damage, and his skill 3 can do really strong damage as well. Like, this unit is not bad. He is very much not bad at all. It's just the skill 3. Like, it's so stupid, right? Like, I was wondering whether or not to put Blue Nanami here, but Blue Nanami barely black flashes, and I was thinking about which Nanami. I feels like since black flashes are guaranteed with yellow Nanami, they don't feel as special. You know what I mean? They don't hit as hard, but with this dude, hits like 3 in a row. Oh my god, dude. You know what I mean? His black, it's a weird statement to make, but his black flashes feel the best in the game. Green Yuji's are okay. His ult black flashes feel a little bit slow. They don't hit as hard on like on an emotional, spiritual level. But like when he skill 3s, ambrosia, it is delicious. It's peak, and you know it, right? Sometimes you can just go through sweep with him and Green Yuji and just hit black flashes, and it is pure dopamine. It's just, oh, great. And with that on top, dog, he's hitting hella numbers too. As I say, he's not like, you know, crackjaw or anything, but he can surprise you if you put like resources into this unit. But let's move on to my number 3 favorite unit in the game, and that is the GOAT, the Shiesty sorcerer himself, Takuma Ino. This is one of those cases where it's like, I don't just love the unit. Like, I don't mind Nanami as a character. I think he's okay, but I love Ino. Ino is like in the top 10, top 5 sometimes. It changes a bit, but I love Ino. I think he's a really cool character. Like his unique mechanic of using Reiki Spirit Tail. It's called Reiki, guys. Come on. I'm a real fan. I know it's called Reiki, but the double action state, it's anything crazy. Like we know he isn't a good unit if you've used him, if you've got him, you know he's not phenomenal, but he's just really fun. The way he buffs himself, like with his skill 3 on top of his other stuff, his ult is a cool animation. Yet again, nothing crazy. 900%. It's just not great, but he's just a really fun unit. His animation is really cool. I do think this is a weird one. His co-op ult, like sprite work, just reminds me of this one meme of him like photoshopped doing a hollow purple. That's one reason why I love him so much. It's just that artwork specifically reminds me of that meme. On top of me loving Ino as a character, on top of me loving his curse technique, on top of me really liking his fight with the grandson. I think his kit is cool, not good, but cool. Similar with kind of Naobito, like really cool and unique, but not great. He's one of the few units that gets 2 turns. He does it with a skill 3, and you don't have to like, it's not with his ult. It gets 4 turns instead of just 2 like Zonji. Really cool, really fun, really cool sprite work, really fun animations, really cool. Okay, calm down. Put your pitchfork down. Do not set me on fire. Do not murk me. Or as the youth say, slime me. I merely came here to preach the glory of my beautiful king, Blue Joe. So, yes, he's the first Gojo that showed up in the game, but he's just so... He was the first, like, SSR anyone went for. Right? Because everyone knew that you could get through all the release content in the game with just him. Like, the game started off, I think you could only level up to around, was either 80 or 91, right? That was the max level. It wasn't even 100. But you could still get through all the content in the game by spamming his skill 3 and just ulting. It doesn't even matter if it was like a green Jogo boss event. Just ult with this die. They are dead instantly. He's invincible. He buffs himself like an animal. He's disgusting. And his black flashes also feel really friggin' nice. It is annoying that, like, there is literally no reason to use his skill 2 over his skill 1, like, at all. His skill 2 is completely useless and dead weight, but when it hits a black flash, ooh, shit, that's... Ooh. I don't like the corpse sprite work. I think it always looks a bit goofy where he's got his hand in his pocket and he looks a bit weird, but he's cool. I like him. But he is a Gojo, so he does just leave the field and dip after 7 turns, which is a bit annoying, but overall, this unit is so fun. There's a reason why, like, if you go back and look at, like, 1 or 2 years ago, and you look at the, like, day 1 content for this game, everyone was saying, go for this Gojo, you need this Gojo, he is the best, he's the greatest. He isn't that level anymore, but he's still really fun. His black flashes are super satisfying, and he can still do really good damage despite his kit being day 1 without SP buffs or just like patch buffs. If you take away the 7 turns and you take away his like invincibility or whatever, he'd be one of the best units in the game because he's just he's like a really good damage dealer. I mean, that's a bit of hyperbole. He wouldn't be the best or anything. Blue Yuta and Sukuna would still outshine him, but he'd still be really freaking good, right? Really good unit, really fun. Now for my favorite unit in the game, can you guess? It's like it was in the thumbnail or something. I wonder who it'll be. It's Green Kokichi Muta or Mechamaru. Now, as I say, like as you can tell from the last 6 units I discussed, I'm not talking about units because they're like optimal or anything like that, right? And especially not in the case with Mechamaru here, because he is an unfortunate case when it comes to this game, because it's such a shame because they released him and he's a really decent unit. He's a surprisingly decent unit, but unfortunately they released him and then a week or 2 later Crack Joe comes out, so there's literally like no reason. People just shouldn't have went for him, and people didn't. There wasn't a reason to, and that's fine, right? But overall, I love his artwork. I'm a big Mechamaru guy. I love Mechamaru. I'll probably put the little animation I made on screen. I think his kit is really fun. I think like applying the stacks and you can increase the turns of all the stacks by using his skill 2. I like that. His skill 3 can hit a buttload of damage and it's really fun. His ult, spending all of it and like going all out, really cool. His co-op stuff, his co-op attack, like artwork with the puppets behind him, really cool. And this unit as well also really reminds me of like, feels like in the past they were going to try and push the meta towards categories. It feels like there's a kind of a remnant of that here with the like Kyoto school buff. Like maybe he was supposed to be used with Green Miwa or maybe like something like that, and they just didn't go forward with the typing meta. Maybe they will in the future, but as of now, no. It's a shame, but like look at that break damage. And he's immune to stuff. His break damage is really good. This unit is just really fun to me. I love his animations. I love Mechamaru. I think the fight that he's from is cool. Like you can pretty much shot for shot that from the anime. I just like this unit a lot. There's not much else to say. I just really like this unit. I like all of the units here pretty much. There's not really except for barring Choso, because Choso's really friggin' good, and Junpei, the honourable mentions. Barring them two, there's not really using to use any of these 5, which is a shame. But I still will go into sweep with them just to like see their animations and stuff every once in a while. Just to see see them again, because it's wholesome. I really like these characters. I really like their movesets. Mechamaru's up there for me. Now, when Kusakabe comes to global, he will immediately be number 1. Like, there is no debate there. Great animations, my favourite character in the series, and then Nanami will probably come out, and then he'll be number 2. When it comes to the 7th year anniversary, they'll make an anniversary Dagon, and he'll be my 3rd favourite unit. Oh, I can see the future. Gonna be great. But yeah, those were my top 5 favourite units with 2 extras. Yeah, those are my favourite units. Not much else to say. Tell me your favourite units down below. As I say, they don't need to be the optimal ones. You can say Blue Sukuna. Like, his animations are really good. His skill 3 is great. His healing is great, being like references to the fight with the finger bearer and stuff. Like, there are units out there that I do really like, like an aesthetic viewpoint. But these are the 5 that I just really enjoy the most and are my favourite. But with that being said, choose my dudes. Hope you see the next one. Peace.